to episode 45 of this podcast. Here we discuss all the interesting topics in the world that are obviously sports and philosophy, because nothing else is interesting. Or you could say, what else is there apart from this? The people that are going to be joining in after the live stream has concluded, it's good for you to know that we normally start talking about sport and we move on to everything else, which is philosophy, science, decision making, all of that fun stuff. Yes, I'll make an effort to put chapters, timestamps for everyone that is joining in late. If I wasn't able to do so, because sometimes I'm not, scroll through if you don't find sports interesting. But the thing is, I always try and make sports understandable, even for people that don't follow, because there is a lot to learn from sports, watching sports and playing sports and all of that. It's a part of life, isn't it? It's not, you can learn from things, especially you can learn from things when you listen to experts talk about it. Yeah, because experts can break things down. They have a deep understanding of the subject matter, and they can present it to you in a understandable manner, even the most complex ideas. But in sports, how many complex ideas do we have actually? Not that many, so it's okay. Okay, I've got my Red Bull, everything is good to go. And I'm finished with my intro. So now we only need a couple of minutes for me to get going, to start shifting gears. All right, so what we're gonna do is, first I'm gonna give my, one sec, technical difficulties, yeah, technical issues. Tonight is UFC fight night, Usman versus Buckley. Okay, I'm gonna give my prediction now, or what I want to happen, what I'm probably gonna be betting on. Okay, oh, when I said betting, let me just make a quick note, if you'll allow me. In bets. Done, finished. Okay, so while I get warmed up, I'm just gonna give you my prediction for tonight's fight, or at least what I want to happen. Usman versus Buckley. For those that don't know, Usman is one of the greatest welterweights of all time. Buckley used to be a middleweight. He came down to welterweight. Okay, he was an average middleweight. Middleweight is 84 kg. Welterweight is 77. But he's only 5'10", so he's quite short for middleweight. I don't know why he was fighting there. He was like win one, lose one type of fighter. He drops he drops down to welterweight, which is 77 kg, and he's now on a 5 or 6 fight winning streak. All right, so serious. Usman is on a 3-fight losing streak after he lost twice to Edwards, and in his last fight he's lost against Hamzat on a short notice. All right, so do we count this one? Yeah, we do, but it was a close fight. The first fight against Edwards, it was he was winning, and Edwards got him in the last minute of the fight with that head kick. It destroyed him. The second fight against Leon, he lost. It was a good like he got beaten. Okay, he lost. But then against Chimaev, you could make the argument that it was maybe a draw, and it was a weight class up, and Usman had only like 9 days notice. All right, so very iffy decisions. just not decisions, circumstances. You know, one fight he was winning the whole fight, dominating. He gets KO'd with a beautiful head kick. The next fight, okay, he loses, no debate. It was competitive-ish. Then third fight against Chimaev, 50-50. And it was only a three round fight. He was kind of winning the third round. If there was another 2 rounds, he probably would have beaten Chimaev on 9 days' notice, upper weight class. So we're talking Usman. We're talking about a guy that was on a 19-fight winning streak. Now Buckley is dangerous. As I said, he's coming down from the upper weight class. Normally, people like that, they're gonna have some serious physical attributes. Buckley has power. Okay, Buckley's got these long arms. He's very explosive. He's powerful. In his last fight, he knocked out Wonder Boy, one of my favorite fighters. Obviously, Wonder Boy is 41, but still. But to be fair, before that, Wonder Boy was winning. Wonder Boy won the first round. But anyway, Buckley got the finish. Buckley is a massive favorite. But my prediction is it my prediction though? I'm betting on Usman. Why? That's a difficult question to answer. But I am betting on Usman. It is what it is. Usman to win. He's got the jab. Buckley, he likes throwing hooks. Usman is more straight punches. Boom, boom, boom. No one can take Usman down. Okay. People are making fun of his knees. His knees, I think are gonna hold up. I hope they will. Where's my Red Bull? I don't want to push my Red Bull. Okay. So I'm going for Usman. It's a 5-round fight. As long as he doesn't get knocked out, I think he's gonna win. If he can keep that guy at distance, he's taller. Usman is 6 foot. Buckley is 5'10". 2 inches is it's a noticeable difference. So come on, Usman. He has to Usman is 38. His last fight was almost 2 years ago. Normally, you have to side with the fighter that is younger and more active. Buckley is younger and is more active. That's why the odds are so heavily in his favor. But it's difficult. I don't want to bet against Usman. There is that hope that I'm holding on to that Usman is going to get him. Come on, Usman. Get him, mate. I have a bias for old guys that are maybe making a comeback for for the last dance, one final rodeo. You know, I have a very strong bias towards that. Batman in the Dark Knight Rises, favorite movie. Older Batman, he gets broken. He comes back for just one last rodeo, or to beat Bane, and he does it. Okay, so I have a very heavy bias for the older guy. So we don't know. Maybe that's not gonna be good for me, but we'll see. I'm betting on Usman. My prediction is Usman decision. He beats him up, keeps him at distance. Maybe he can stop him. To be honest, ooh, why not? Why not? Jab, jab, jab. He's gonna piece him up with that jab. My whole bet revolves around that jab being effective. So please, Usman, get your jab working and just jab his head off. So this is me with my prediction for the event tonight. Come on, Usman. And now I can move on. What I wanted to talk about today is the thing that I wanted to talk about last week, but I couldn't because I had so many questions. So if anyone wants to throw in questions, throw questions in. If not, I can just get on with it and move on to whatever I wanted to say last week that I wasn't able to, which is the topic of accountability. We have to have accountability, all right? But before I get to what we have to have and what we don't have to have, it's important to break it down. What is accountability? You know, where does it come from? You know, what is it? Accountability is us, you, me, taking ownership of our decisions, okay, of the things that we do. You have to take ownership, you have to own it, okay? I did this, this is me, yeah? It's not nothing else, it's me. You own whatever it is that you do or say, me, okay? Regardless of the outcome, good, bad, you have to own it. You hold yourself accountable. Why was it important? When you look back in time, all right, all the way back, society gets created, or in the a society was getting created, was being created, because it didn't happen all of a sudden, boom, we have society. It's a long process over time. People had to be accountable and they had to take ownership of their own actions. Why? Because they want to be useful in that society. Now, why was it necessary for them to do so? Why did it develop? Because you I had this kind of I've been thinking about this all week. You feel shame, you feel anxious if you don't do something right back then. These feelings, they're closely related to being accountable. How can I formulate this better? Because this is a very important note to make. When you don't do something right, yeah, back then, you don't do something right, you know that there might be consequences. So you start developing these feelings of shame. Oh, I did something bad, or oh, I'm anxious, or maybe I did something bad, or maybe they're gonna tell something to me. And these feelings over time, they helped us develop this idea, this concept of, what is it, a concept? What is it? Mechanism of accountability. All right, so I have to think about my actions and I have to own them. Yeah, that's why you get nervous, anxious, you feel shame or you feel pride, maybe. These feelings are telling you, they are associating you with your actions or decisions or thoughts. If it had nothing to do with you, you wouldn't really feel that. It would be it would be different. Does that make sense? Am I making it clear, or am I being vague? These feelings helped us realize that, hey, listen, that's me. I'm doing this. I hope people accept me. I want people to accept me. So if I want for them to accept me, I have to act in a certain way. I have to do things in a certain way. All right? In society, first it was society. You can link this to us wanting to survive. Yeah, because if you get rejected by society back then, you get eaten by a tiger straight away. So you had to be nice. You had to try and follow the rules or whatever it was. So yeah, This is kind of the origin. We started becoming aware of what we're doing and why, and that we have to do the right thing. And if not, consequences. So after that, if we go into today's society, and we see it less and less. Very few people are accountable because we are much smarter now. And it sucks saying I'm incompetent, I didn't do good, like well enough, or I don't know, that's not my fault. You know, deflecting, because our brains are amazing at rationalizing stuff, justifying my bad outcome. Oh yeah, well, the wind, or no, it wasn't the wind. It was I didn't have a good sleep last night. It's not that I didn't do my homework. It's just that I didn't have a good sleep. That's why, not homework, but let's say it's not that I didn't study my lesson yesterday. I studied, but it's just I didn't have a good sleep, so now I can't remember what I studied. You didn't study, but you're finding justifications. We can get away with things. We look to get away with things, or we look to spin the narrative in the most favorable way possible for us. What does that mean? That means whenever we do something good, we say, "Oh, I'm brilliant. Look at the decision I made. It was so smart. That was so intelligent of me to do this." And then if you make a decision and it doesn't go your way, well, it would have worked, but why did this guy have to show up just now? Yeah, he messed up everything. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's not that your decision was bad. It was that something else happened that got in the way. So it doesn't go your way. It's luck. It goes your way. Oh, it's you. It's your decision making. We tend to do that very often. And this is how fast double standard accountability. You have to own your mistakes, your shortcomings. By own, I'm not saying accept that it is what it is. I'm saying own it, acknowledge it, say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I did this. That's fine. Now, how can you do that? That's difficult. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying that we have to. I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you how it's we have to overcome our insecurities. Because if you're insecure, you can never be accountable. The most insecure people, they never take responsibility for things. And you can straight away, a secure person that is not worried about his self-worth or about how people perceive him, a secure person is going to admit, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's my fault." Because he knows his worth. He knows that he's good, or he knows how good he is at whatever. He knows, hey, listen, I made a mistake, but I'm quite good. I know my value. And I'm willing to learn and fix my mistake. So you just say, yeah, that was me. An insecure person is not sure about those things. So the insecure person goes, "Oh, this guy, a million." I'm so out of practice with making excuses that I can't even give you good examples of people making excuses, because I don't pay attention to it. All I see is secure or insecure. All I see is when someone actually takes responsibility, I was like, nice, well done to you. Well done to you. Impressive. But when it's the normal, which is deflecting, oh, it's not me, that's not my fault, I didn't do this, it just goes in from one ear, out from the other. I don't pay attention to it. Why would I? It's just normal. I talked about my kind of disappointment with people. I expect it. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Oh, you didn't get this done on time. Oh, okay, it was because you had problems at home. Or you had a headache yesterday. Okay. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no problem. It's very rare you get the person. No, I didn't do it. Why? Well, I just, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, sorry. I'll be better next time. And then you are better next time. That's a rare person. We have to get to the point where we're all like this. You'll do us good. But it starts, forget about society, it starts with you. I'll go back to the implications on the person within society. Let's just first go back to the individual, which is what? You have to be honest with yourself about what you're doing. What are you and what are you not? Honesty. You have to realize the more you try to hide from yourself, you're hiding yourself from yourself. It's a bit of a paradoxical thing to do. But a lot of people do it. Why would you want to hide from yourself? Because there's going to be discomfort when admitting your shortcomings. And you're admitting them just to yourself. You don't need to tell anyone. But be honest with yourself. Admit. Say, hey, yeah, well, that's not good enough. When something is not good enough, say it. It's for your own good. To fix a mistake, to fix a problem, to get better at something, first you have to know that there is a problem. You have to acknowledge the problem. I'm not gonna change my tire on my car if the tire is not popped, if it's not flat. Why would I? I don't see a problem. There is no problem. The thing is, when you have a flat tire, you can tell. But when you have a problem in your own head, it's much more difficult to tell. Because the human mind have so many mechanisms that protect you from that discomfort. Because your brain knows, oh, just think about how complex and layered this is. Your own brain realizes what's happening. Maybe in the background, realizes, oh, if I push this thought to the front of his mind, that will hurt him. That will be painful. It will cause turmoil, discomfort. And we don't want discomfort. We want comfort here. In here, we want comfort. We want peace. So your brain naturally just sees it coming before you realize and just deflects that negative, that thing, that fact, that piece of information that is going to hurt you, make you uncomfortable, and just pushes it to the back of your head. Think about this. Think about how fascinating this is. Because it happens. It happens. What is more interesting than this? There is a couple of ways that you can view this. One way is, oh, my brain is protecting me from me. The second way is, my brain is playing tricks on me. The third interpretation is, it's just the game we play. I have to be better. I have to understand my brain so I know what's happening. When you have more knowledge, you're going to be a bit braver. I believe that knowledge can give you courage. Because you're better prepared. When you're better prepared, when you know more, it's like you can see more. When you can see more, there is less darkness. And people are afraid of the dark. When there is less darkness, maybe you go and explore. The more knowledge you have, the more tools you have. So with the knowledge that I have, maybe now I go exploring the back of these locked doors at the back of my mind that are maybe intimidating. Ugh. Weaknesses. Ugh. Let's go and have a look. What's there? What's behind that door? Weaknesses. Oh, I don't have weaknesses. Or character flaws. What's there? And you have to open it. And you really have to own it. What's there? Oh, insecure. Oh, selfish. Tendency to be arrogant. Ooh. And you have to look at this and say, that's not okay. And at the same time say, that's me. But after saying that's me, don't go like 99% of girls. I don't want to come across wrong here, but I have to say it. How many of us have ever had this situation? Well, I am what I am, so you deal with it. If that's not good enough for you, then I feel like everyone's had this. This is what girls like to say. I've heard it many times. I think everyone's heard it a lot of times. I am what I am. Anyway, that's a potentially hot topic. So let me just stick to what I was talking about. You have to look at your flaws and say, yeah, that's me. This is part of me. Unfortunately, this is part of me. And still have the strength and the courage to say, but it's not okay. This is not okay. I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with being selfish and arrogant. I'm not. I am that, but I'm not going to be that. I will change this because this is not good. That's not good enough. You have to be a strong person, secure person, and a person confident in their ability to overcome things. How you become confident, that's a whole another topic. How do you build confidence to do all these things? To be able to say no to yourself. That requires a level of confidence and self-belief that, because as I said, layers, these internal layers, every time you say no or you decide not to accept what you are, that causes friction and turmoil in your head. You're like, oh. So imagine I'm this, I have this perception of myself as a good this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden we get new information comes in about our flaws, weaknesses, bad character traits. And you're like, what? That doesn't mix. What do you mean? And this is what causes friction. Imagine this all happens in your own head. It's painful. The confidence that you need to have to actually go and make this happen. You yourself are gonna go and cause friction in your own head. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. This is what we have to do. It starts with this concept of being accountable. I'll go, I'll see what's there. I'll have a real look at myself, at my actions, what I've done, what I haven't done. And whatever it is, I'm just going to say, yeah, okay, it's me. I've done this. That's tough. That's a tough thing to do. So you can use crutches in the beginning because it's tough. I'm going to tell you what I've done before. I've had this, and I still have to a certain extent. What I used to do when I was going through this period of complete separation from my own bullshit and weakness, what I had to say was, listen, I started taking away the way out from myself. Okay. All the exits, all the free passes. I was like, you know what? Get this. Get it in the bin. None of that. I took everything away from me. Oh, luck. Luck doesn't exist. What are you going to blame now? And I started repeating to myself, luck does not exist. I started pushing this narrative in my own head of luck does not exist. Luck does not exist. Luck does not exist. That was the one thing, because we all can blame luck. Oh, I play tennis, and when someone plays tennis, oh yeah, every time I hit the ball, it's that much outside, and then whenever the other guy hits it, it's this much inside. That's just lucky. Oh, what a lucky shot! Lucky this, lucky that. No. From now on, my view is luck does not exist. Let's see now, because by me saying luck doesn't exist, that opens a vacuum in my life, in my head. This vacuum, I need to fill with something, but I can't use luck. Oh, this happened. How am I gonna explain this without using the word luck? Okay, let's try. This was challenging, and then eventually, I got to a point where I never use luck to explain things. I don't even use the word. Yeah, I don't even use the word. Full stop. Why? That's just a coping mechanism. I don't need a coping mechanism. I'll explain. Sometimes I'll over explain. I'd rather do that than just say luck and forget about it. So I denied the existence of luck altogether. So then I had to start my level of accountability from here. That was my accountability. Imagine this is the screen. My accountability is this. Yeah. The rest of it, I was like, this is luck. Out there, that's luck. Imagine now me removing luck. Now, all this around is vacuum. And now my level of accountability had to grow. I had to be able to justify all that empty space that used to be occupied by luck. I removed luck and I was like, fuck. Oh, this happened? Well, let's think of how is this my fault now? And I'll find a way to make it my fault. This is called, there is even a book by Jocko, Extreme Ownership. I started forcing myself to own things, even they're not my fault. Don't worry, I'll give you an example. When I play football, I'm on the ball. For example, I make a back pass to my keeper. Yeah. The keeper maybe doesn't take touch place first time, loses the ball, and they concede. Is this my fault? No, it's the keeper's fault, obviously. What I'll do is, I'll go, sorry, that was my bad. My pass was not good enough. Yeah, I played the ball towards your weak foot. Sorry. Guys, hey, my bad. Stuff like that. This is called, I'm taking ownership of way too much. You have to understand it's better to do that than to say, oh, look at this fucking keeper, mate. What the fuck are you? Next time, fix your pass. Play a better pass, all right? I can take something away from this. If I just say it's the keeper's fault, I would never even realize, wait, my pass could have been better. Yeah. Am I exaggerating my contribution to the outcome? Yes. It doesn't matter though. That's a better way to move forward. It is. This is now what is not there. You have to put something there. And what I put there personally was me. I had to put myself there. So, just think about this. Think about what the world is like when people are not accountable for their actions. Not at all. It's so easy to get away with things nowadays. I'll give you two examples, one for a man and for a woman. People with power, the more power you have, the more things you can get away with. The most powerful man in the world, who can tell him what to do? No one. If he's not accountable for his actions, if he doesn't hold himself accountable, hold himself to a certain standard, what's going to happen then? He can literally do whatever he wants to do. No consequences. You can get away with everything. You're the most powerful man in the world. You cannot live without accountability. How good of a person you're going to be is going to be decided by how accountable you are for your actions. Okay, so we have to understand this. Now think about women. The beauty privilege. I don't know who's gonna agree with this and who won't. You can be the most horrible person in the world as a woman. If you're good looking, there is a certain level of good looking that is just, you get away with everything. She's too beautiful. I can't. You look at someone, maybe the worst person ever, but you're like, fuck, you can't take your eyes off them. Can you imagine? What can Margot Robbie do to be like, for people to stop liking her? You can't. I personally can't imagine a world where she does something. I'm like, yeah, I hate Margot Robbie. She's too good looking for this. She's too beautiful. You look at Margot Robbie and you're like, it's too much. Too much power. She has to be accountable of what she does. You know, because she will be able to get away with it because she's too beautiful. Absolutely stunning beauty. Beauty can break a lot of things. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I feel like I can completely imagine a world where there is certain level of beauty. I haven't talked about this a lot. This is probably the first time I'll talk about this, or out of 45 episodes. A certain level of beauty, yeah. It could be like only 5 women on this planet that are this good looking. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter. I'll throw away every principle and whatever else. You're gonna make the sacrifice or whatever. Oh, you did this, but that's not right. It's fine. You're too good looking. Can you not? That's not an outrageous thing to say. It's not. People that think, if you think that that's not true and that you're not gonna do this, you have to think twice. You have to think twice. I feel like once you difficult to verbalize what I'm thinking. So a bit of Red Bull to give me that boost of energy that I need to be able to explain my thoughts. Yeah, when you see a woman that is that good looking, but there is like different level of good looking, where you see and you have to do this for a second. What? Then you kind of, it's fine. Don't worry about this. If she's not that good looking, you just go, well, no, that's not right. This is not, blah, blah, blah. It's much easier. When you look at it, oh, I can't use, you're beautiful. It's tough. It's tough. So that's that. These people have too much power. Beautiful women, powerful men, they have too much power. They have to hold themselves accountable. Because if they don't, no one can. How can you? It's too tough. You can get away with everything. Everything. If you want to. But is that the point? Is that the point of life? To take as much as you can. Take away. Take everything you can, and what you leave, don't worry about it. Is that the point? I don't think so. Yeah. It's the same with children, though. That's why you have to start. Obviously, am I talking to parents here? Probably not. But you have to. Accountability starts getting developed from a young age. If a child gets away with too many things, that child is gonna think that they're gonna grow up to be one of these entitled, spoiled brats. Why? Because there was never no. Nothing was ever unacceptable. It's just don't do that. And then 5 minutes later, oh, it's fine. What do you mean it's fine? Or do you need help for this? No, he or she, no, they don't. I'll help you away. What do you mean? Why? This is two basic rules for raising children that I think I have to put out there. Do not let kids get away with stuff that they shouldn't get away with. Have a certain standard. You can't just go, yeah, it's fine. You can't. You're doing them a disservice. That's one. And two is, do not help children do things that they can do without your help. That's very important. You're taking away their ability to deal with stuff, to fix things. You're not doing them a favor, you're doing them a disservice. You just took away that children's chance to achieve something by themselves, by fixing that problem or whatever. Because you went and you interfered and you helped. The child will know he helped me. I didn't do that. It's such a big difference when you grow up saying, I did this. That was me. You develop your confidence. When it's always, oh yeah, my mom helped me with this. Oh, my dad made. It's not the same. You can't. That accountability, ownership of things, it's not the same. I think these are my two tenets of raising children. How many children have I raised? I don't have kids, so I have a younger brother. I never let my brother get away with anything. He's just fine. You know? Never. Accountability. And in general, even when I coach, I can't get people get away. I can't let any of the boys get away with stuff. The more you let people get away with stuff, it's just bad for them. Some people are maybe afraid of the conflict or that they might don't like. No, don't worry. Children can appreciate people that are fair. You might need a bit of time to show them that you're fair. But if you are actually fair, it's fine. You can be strict. It's okay. It's a good thing. You develop a healthy relationship and it's good for them. They learn, oh, listen, if I want this, I have to do this. Okay? If I don't behave the way that I'm supposed to behave, it will be pointed out. So I'll be forced into taking responsibility for my actions. So even that way, I'm helping them develop their accountability because they need it. Okay? Because otherwise you grow up without ever really thinking about, oh wait, my own actions have consequences that I have to, I need to pay for my actions. I need to sleep in the bed that I made. And when that ends up not being favorable, what happens? What's the first thing that happens? We start with the excuses and with the blaming. Oh no, that wasn't me. That was the wind. I didn't sleep. I had a headache. Oh, my alarm didn't go off. All these bullshit excuses. Why? Because you were never taught to be accountable. Now you're 20 and you're just starting out. Oh, fuck. What? That sucks. What do you mean? What do you mean it's my fault? I've never experienced something being my fault. When I was young, it was never my fault. You get messed up growing up. But listen, this is the case for a lot of people. A lot of people, we're not all of us have the privilege of growing up with the perfect parents, or our parents raising us and teaching us the right lessons in the right way. So for a lot of us, I think for everyone, there's going to be things that we want to change about ourselves when we're adult. Okay, so we have to do it. Some of us it's less, some of us it's more, doesn't matter. Yeah. Say, okay, listen, this is me. And again, let's say you had this bad childhood or whatever, you weren't taught these things. Okay, just say, listen, that's my childhood. Is it okay? No. Is it still my own childhood? Yes. Am I gonna fix the things that I don't like? Yeah. Yeah. But if you just go through life going, oh, it's not my fault, this trauma, that trauma, this, just making excuses for everything. I don't want to hear them. I want to hear, what are you going to do to fix things? Not a lot of people talk about this. I don't know why. This is like my favorite topic. Oh, we have this problem. Okay, what happened? Oh, this. Okay, what are we gonna do now? We haven't even started thinking about what we're gonna do now. No, just think ahead. What's the plan? What's the next step? What are we doing next? Huh? Plan. Think. If you struggle with these things, being accountable, holding yourself accountable, maybe start writing stuff down. You know, I'm not the biggest writer or person that takes notes, but I've kind of forced myself throughout the years. Look, that's like a whole notebook from uni and stuff. But you can see, let me just get to somewhere. Ticks. We go somewhere else. Just Notes, notes, notes. When I think of something, dissertation, again, ticks. Ticks, again. Write things down, start ticking, start ticking. Okay, this, okay, that. It helps. I feel like it helps. I've tried different things over time. Look at that. That's like days. Ticks, 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 tasks and ticks, all that stuff. Ticks. It's not a good idea. It helps you organize things in your head. If you feel like something is too complex, too difficult, start writing it down and try to break it down. Maybe create like a diagram or a model that you can use in your own brain, because it's helpful. It is helpful. It can help you visualize things, and then you have them more ordered in your own head. So diagrams, whatever you need, things to tick. Obviously, I'm a bit of a, look at this. That's one of my games that I've analyzed before, just by hand, boom, 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 writing down. I want to visualize, put into numbers. Am I crazy? Then I just did this just for myself. But yeah, this is important. Yeah, just notes. Notes can help you. I'm not the biggest note taker, but they can help. They can help, especially with things that are a bit more complex. Try to put them into groups. Work from there. The final thing that I'm gonna say, unless we get any questions, is about healing. This is something that's become very toxic. Think about this. It's mostly girls, obviously. I don't know if I've ever seen a man. Maybe I've seen boys, but not a man say, I'm healing from healing. What do you mean healing? What is healing? Anyway, healing is something happened. It hurt me a little bit. Oh, my back. Healing. Take responsibility for what happened to you. I'm healing. So healing, in other words, means I'm justifying whatever, anything. It's just gonna get justified. Because I'm healing at the moment. It's a healing process. It's about accepting myself and with the fuck that. Instead of saying, no, listen, this happened. This and this happened. Hurt me. All right, what was my fault? This, and this was my fault. I have to fix stuff. So what do you mean I'm healing? What are you healing from? Is there things to fix? Your behaviors, your actions, maybe some character trait that it wasn't good enough, that led you to whatever just happened. But normally when people say healing, that implies what happened. What happened to you? What happened to you? So also you're a victim. Oh, okay. How many of you have seen people say, healing is not about this, it's about that? Most 9 times out of 10, actually 99 times out of 100, it's a girl. They live in a bit of a different world, potentially. I'm trying to stay away from the topic like boys, girls, and all that stuff, because I don't want to be that type of podcaster. Start dishing out relationship advice. Say, use the word high value men. But accountability. There is no accountability in healing. Where is it exactly? Are you healing? Something hurt you. okay, was if something ever hurt me, not that anything can hurt me now, some machines don't get hurt, but let's say something in the future, potentially, sooner or later, there's going to be some catastrophic, traumatic event in my life. Okay, is this an outrageous thing to say? No, because if anything else, if nothing else, you could say, all of the people that are ever going to see this, you can say, I'm an honest person. So catastrophic, traumatic events are going to happen in my life as well, right? Because they just happen in everyone's life. Something I'm not gonna like what happens. I don't know what it is gonna be yet. I know it will happen. The normal reaction, what people do, don't say this, you can't say this. No, my thought process is the opposite. Wait, it will happen. It's stupid to think that it's not gonna happen, and it's dumb to see a potential danger and a problem and look the other way. That's dumb. I can't do that. It sucks, yes, but I have to face it and think, all right, what can I do to prepare? How am I gonna get ready for this? Because you're never gonna find me putting up stories on Instagram talking about healing. Because this happened to me. The healing process. Or a girl leaves me and I go, healing is about the stupid stuff. I'm gonna be like, okay, this happened. All right. Was I prepared? No. That's my fault then. Why was I not prepared? Why was I so stupid not to see this coming? Okay, I was dumb. Now I'm suffering the consequences. I'm in a situation that I'm not prepared for. There is a skill. It's a hard skill to learn. But you have to be preparing for things that you don't see coming. The so-called black swan events. Now I can get you into a different direction, which is more like a scientific book related. There is a book. It's called a black swan. I'm pretty sure it's called the Black Swan, about events that you don't see coming. They make a big difference. But you prepare. Things are gonna come your way. You're gonna be ready. There's not gonna be that healing is about this. If you're sufficiently prepared, it will still suck. But if you're sufficiently prepared, you're more confident. You're gonna be a bit calmer. You're like, right, yeah, I knew this is gonna happen. All right, let me deal with it now. Now, how much you wanna prepare, that's up to you. But it's about owning your past, owning your present, also owning your future. Look ahead. Don't just see the good things. See the bad things. It sucks. It's painful. You have to do it. If you don't have to, I just personally think that it's a smart thing to do. It just sucks. But if you can look ahead and look into the darkness, the dark sides and parts of your future, and look ahead and say, that's part of it. I'll have to deal with it, and manage to not look away, to hold your composure, and to start getting ready. That gives you such a big confidence. And I don't know, for me personally, but I'm an optimistic person. Like optimism about everything. Like I'm preparing to deal with this thing that is gonna be so hard, so gonna suck so much. It breaks most people. I'm preparing for this. What is everything else to me? Everything else is easy. Come on. I'm getting ready for when that tragedy happens, that happens in every family. Oh, family member died. Okay. I've been getting ready for this. All right. Yeah. It sucks. Yeah. I was ready though. I was ready. Who wasn't ready? Oh, he, she. Okay, let me go and help them. You have this perspective as well, the unselfish perspective. Let me go and help other people. I'm fine. I'll be fine. I've prepared. These guys, they didn't, and they mean something to me. I care about them. Let me go and help them. Be the one helping, not the one that needs help. If that makes sense. That's my philosophy overall. To get to this point where you are trying to be the one helping you, there is a long process that you have to go through. This is the 45th episode. We've talked about so many things. Most of them have something to do with moving in that direction towards becoming a person that is strong and that has like a solid foundation. I can stand their base, yeah. Stand your Who has seen the Conor McGregor thing? I'll play it for you. Stand your base, yeah. We have to see it. Where is it? I'll have to go in TikTok. Can I, without logging onto TikTok, can I search things on TikTok? Let's just finish on a lighter note. I already said you have to prepare, yeah, to be able to stand your base, okay? To have solid foundation. This is what I've been doing that whole podcast, not just this one, all 44 of them. Yeah, preparing, becoming solid. Nothing can move me. That you give me a hurricane, no problem. I'm strong. Just cover up, take it. It's fine. We move past it. Tsunami, no problem. I can swim. I can stand my base. Wait, stand. What? Come on, mate. Why can I only see like 6 TikToks? That's outrageous. Conor McGregor. Oh, mate. Next time I'll show it next time. I'm annoyed. I can't. I have to log in and all that rubbish. All right. We're finished. I'll be back next week. Thanks for watching, listening, liking, whatever else. No questions today. That's a bit disappointing. Hopefully next week we get some more questions so it's a bit more dynamic. Yeah, I can. It's a bit more interactive. I have more fun when there's more questions. As you can see, I have no problem just going on and on and on and on and on and on for about 65 minutes. Not a problem. That's easy for me. But it's better, and I can help a bit more when I have questions. Whatever, doesn't matter what they're about, whether it's sports or just throw the questions in. I can just change the topic just like that. You see, I went from the darkest place, preparing for a tragedy and catastrophe to Conor McGregor. Stand your base. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Again, thanks for watching, listening, and everything else. And I'll be back next week.